Happy 4th of July in the United States. If you're watching this from the good old USA, today is our 247th birthday, Independence Day in the United States, and it's also Tasty Tuesday. And I haven't been doing Tasty Tuesday every week, but I have a great salad for you today. I made this last week. I had found the recipe on Pinterest and I couldn't find it again. That happens to me all the time. But I remembered most of it and I put it together when I was home by myself as a full meal. It was absolutely delicious. I wanted to make it again tonight as a side salad to go with some steaks we're having on the grill. But I also found the recipe, which was great because I double checked everything and I had actually remembered it pretty correctly. This recipe is awesome because not only is it easy, healthy, delicious, but you can kind of make it work for you. This is a kale salad, and I want to talk a little bit about kale. So I have a curly kale here. You don't have to use curly. I chopped it really fine, took out the ribs, chiffonade it, because the smaller pieces will make it easier to chew and digest. I then put it in my salad spinner and I spun it around, washed it, spun it around, then I laid it out on a paper towel to dry out a little bit. Now it's ready to go, pretty small little bite-sized pieces. See, that's really important with kale. But before you make the salad, you want to take a little bit of olive oil and just pour it right onto your salad, onto your kale, and massage it. This breaks down some of the fibers. A lot of people who think they don't like kale might think that because they have not had it served to them after being prepared properly. It's really easy to get it to a point where it's easier to chew, digest, and doing that by giving it a little massage breaks up those fibers and you'll really notice a difference. You put a little lemon juice in here too while you're doing this. I'm just doing it with olive oil, but you can just kind of feel the difference as you work it in. So that is how we start prepping for kale salad. By the way, kale is so good for you. It has vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin K. It has magnesium. It's full of fiber. It even has a little bit of protein. You can't beat it for a superfood. Antioxidants, so good for you. If you think you don't like kale, I encourage you to try this recipe. So you can see it looks like I have less kale now just because it's broken down a little bit. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'll be right back. I'm back. So I've already prepped all my other ingredients. In addition to the kale, I have some cilantro fresh out of my garden and some basil fresh out of my garden. Both of these chopped up nice and fine. We are going to add 1 cup of cooked quinoa. We are going to add about 1/4 cup of finely diced red onion, 1/2 cup of finely diced red pepper, and I have 12 little cherry tomatoes that I cut in half. If you don't have any of these ingredients, well, the quinoa you definitely want to use, but if you don't have the tomatoes, leave them out. You could also add cucumber if you have it. And for a big hit of protein, I am using chickpeas. This isn't quite a full can. It's about 2/3 of a 15-ounce can of chickpeas. I make hummus all the time, so I will definitely use the rest of that can. And by the way, if you're on the west coast of the United States, often chickpeas are called garbanzo beans. They're exactly the same thing. This is 1/2 cup of sunflower seeds. They're lightly salted. You don't have to buy the salted ones, but you could also use, that is pumpkin seeds. You could also use sunflower seeds. I like the pumpkin seeds. This is about 1/3 of a cup, maybe half of a cup of feta. That is our ingredients. Super easy. So we're gonna set that aside, and now we're gonna make our dressing. Okay, for the dressing, we're gonna really just eyeball it. Olive oil, a really good olive oil is really important. That's about probably 1.5 tablespoons, a little bit more. And red wine vinegar, we're gonna do about 1 tablespoon. And we're going to start with half a lemon. I might end up putting more in, but I think half is probably gonna be enough. By the way, this recipe, like I said, we're having some steak, so we probably won't eat all this. It actually holds up really well in the fridge. You can have it again tomorrow. So as a side dish, this probably serve 3 or 4 people. For a main entree, 2. And we're going to add a smidge of honey. There we go. Some salt. Some freshly ground black pepper. This dressing too will last in the fridge about a week. So you can just put it in a jar with a lid, and you can use it not just on the salads, it's great on chicken, fish, anything. All right, see how quick this comes together? Let's find something to toss my salad with, and let's put the dressing on here. I'm not gonna put this all on right away. I wanna see how it is. Ooh, that's almost all of it though. And let's toss. Quinoa also is a great plant-based source of protein and fiber. If you wanted to make this vegan, you could not use the feta. You could use a plant-based feta or another plant-based kind of cheese. Goat cheese is also really good in here if you're not a fan of feta. Lots of different options. Okay, let's see. Do I think that's enough dressing? Oh, that dressing is so wonderful. You know what? I'm gonna put the rest on. That little bit of honey makes such a difference. Okay, this is our wonderful summer kale salad with quinoa, feta, red pepper, red onion, red tomatoes. You could put some avocado in here if you'd like. The chickpeas. All right, I'm gonna put it on the plate and come back and show you what it looks like. Our beautiful kale salad is done. I sprinkled a few more pumpkin seeds on the top. It's really colorful and full of texture. Delicious, healthy, easy. Now I'm gonna walk out to the barbecue and get my piece of steak and have a wonderful summer meal. Thanks for joining me in my kitchen for Tasty Tuesday. Have a wonderful 4th of July.